Hi, guys. Welcome to the Sunday Talk Show. I am Marlene, the content creator, and I just want to thank you guys for coming to the Sunday Talk Show. And of course, before I get started, I got to do a shout out to my members, my supporters. My members are Dunamis Sound Mind Services, Be Amazing Sylvia, Bozo Calvin Jr., Edward Smart, Miss Kim's $5 Bling Bar. I am Tracy Lee, Marlin Music Channel, Tracy Ocean Fire 777, Geo Vlogs H Town, Team Ranger 92308, Time with Tiffy, Pittsburgh Artist Studio, Team Build with Geo, Advertising. I almost said Advertising Johnson. Beverly Black, Barry Johnson, Boss Life Online, Tony Clopton, Melissa King, My Econ, Van Life with Gina, Pandy's Hair Candy and more, Jackie's World, Let's Talk About It with Anita, Just Vlogging Life, and Old School Patricia. Thank you guys so much for being my members. And of course, before we get started, we got to start with the Best Life Crew song.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Marlene. I am the content creator for Living Your Best Life. And on this channel, I talk about positive, motivating, and encouraging talk, discussions, and live streams. I thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new, I would love if you would subscribe to our channel. I would love to have you. I also have channel membership available, so I would love to have you as a channel member. So today on the Sunday Talk Show, our topic is going to be reset, realign, and refocus. All of this is very important to our lives, and we need to do this from time to time in order for us to be at a balance, for us to be at a peace, and for us to be able to get all of the junk that we have sometimes that accumulates in our lives, our minds, our hearts, and in our space. So let's get started by seeing who's in the chat. Let's see. Thank you so much for being here, Boss Life Online. How are you doing? Happy Sunday to you. I hope you're doing okay. It's so good to see you. I appreciate you so much. Next in is 1SP. Hey, 1SP, welcome. How are you? How's your family? I hope everybody you're doing well. And everybody in the chat. Yes, welcome each other in. Hey, the Servant David Show. Welcome. How are you? Thank you so much for coming and being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Hey, Tiff Visions. Welcome. How are you? It's so good to see you. I hope you and your family are doing well. I appreciate all of you guys for coming, for the likes, for the shares. And of course, to all my members, drop exclamation point member to have your link dropped. Yes. So, guys, today's topic, reset, realign, and refocus. This is something that I'm really excited about this topic. I'm very excited about it because I think it's so important to our peace, to our happiness, to our joy in our life. Because sometimes we get off track in life because that's just what it is. It's life. Things happen to us. We struggle. Sometimes we fall down. Sometimes we feel discouraged. We feel pain. We feel all kinds of things in our lives. So that's why it's important to hit that reset button. We all can do a reset. So here's the question. Do you find yourself waking up with racing thoughts? Things flooding your mind? Struggling to complete projects, or just feeling overwhelmed with your life? it may be time for you to hit that reset, realign, and refocus for your life. It's very important. It's very important for all of us to do that from time to time. I've seen so many people who have lots of green, and this is what they do from time to time. How can I improve my life by refocusing on what I need to do, resetting and realigning my purpose? So that's what you have to ask of yourself. It's a personal question. What is going on in your life? Everybody is going through something different in their life, and all of us from time to time need to realign, reset, and refocus. Okay. So, first of all, it causes us that we have to stop. Life can be so busy for each and every one of us that we have to tell ourselves from time to time, it's time to stop and to focus on myself. And I'm telling you guys, it's not selfish. I grew up hearing that all the time. When you spend time by yourself or you do something, that you're being selfish, and it's not. It's very healthy for us to take care of ourselves, because when we care for ourselves, then we can be available to other people because we got our mind, our heart, and our spirit right. That's so important. We have to make sure that that's okay, because when we are at peace, we can give to others in love, kindness, and we can also give them our time. Our time is one of the biggest commodities that we have in this life, because all of us can either choose to either give a lot of our time, or we can choose to not give our time. All of it is a personal choice. No, but I wait till the last minute to do my homework. I know. I understand that, Tiff. I think a lot of us do that. Procrastination is real, but we can always learn. We can unlearn what is not good for us, and we can also learn what is good. So that's what this discussion is about. Hey, Glaive, welcome. How are you? Happy Sunday. How are you doing? How's your family? I hope you're doing good. It's so good to see everybody in the chat. Happy Sunday to everybody. Hey, Miss Four Roller, welcome in. How are you? I hope you're doing well, your family, and you're doing good. I appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for my likes and my shares. I always appreciate that so much. And of course, my members, exclamation point member in the chat to have your link dropped. So, guys, when we feel that we're overwhelmed with life, we always feel that so much things is bombarding us and so much things is hitting us. We just need to stop. Just stop and pause on it and reflect. So the first point we have to do is we have to reflect. What does that mean? Reflecting means that we have to take an honest evaluation of what's going on around us, honest evaluation, and then we have to take an assessment of our behavior, right? Sometimes our behavior is hurting us, and that's not good. We don't want our behaviors to hurt us. We want the things that aren't good for us to get rid of that, and for us to also, the things that we need to learn, we push forward and we move forward in that. So let's not focus on the negative. Let's focus on the good things and how we can make our life be beneficial. Let's see what else you guys are saying in the chat. Yes, procrastination. Thanks. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. My family is doing good. My roommate is doing well, and we have some company. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. Racing thoughts, of course. Every veteran who has experienced combat suffers with racing thoughts. Exercising and praying helps me a lot with racing thoughts. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience, 1SP. Yes, yours is more in line with PTSD, um, but that's that's a whole, and I have a lot of respect for you and those who have served the country, and yeah, uh, my hat's off to you. Thank you so much. But guys, if you feel like you're having the racing thoughts, don't just dismiss when you have racing thoughts. There's something, because our body tells us when things are going on in our life. Our body tells us when something isn't right. Our body tells us when we are not right. Our body also tells us as an indicator when we can't sleep, maybe you have a health issue going on. It's not something to take lightly. Don't take it lightly when you are having some, like you're not feeling good, or when you are suffering with insomnia for a long period of time. You may need to go and get that checked out. That's so important. So, number two, we have to talk about reflecting. When we talk about reflecting, is taking an honest evaluation of everything and then putting it into action. See, the first part, when you reflect, you think, what is not right in my life? What is not right with me? What is not right with my circumstances? What do I want to do? See, reflecting, redirecting is causing us to put into action what it is that you want to do. Put into action. See, when you just think, oh, I don't like this about my life, I don't like what's going on with me, a lot of people just stay there in that. I don't like it, but some people are not willing to make changes in order for their life to improve, for their life to be better. And that's where we want to be different from other people. It's easy to say out of our mouth, I want to improve. I want to do better in my life. I want to do X, Y, and Z. But then it's another thing to, okay, now I know I want to do something. What am I going to do about it? What am I going to do to improve my life? Me. We have to look inside of ourselves. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that. They stop right there. I want to make changes, but I'm not willing to do anything uncomfortable. See, changing and redirecting your life causes us to be honest with ourselves, you know? And a lot of people don't want to do it. I know it's something, it's not easy. It's not easy to undo bad habits, bad thoughts. And a lot of times we can be our worst enemy when it comes to things in our life. Isn't that true? We are our worst enemy, and we will tell ourselves that we can't do things. We will tell ourselves and beat ourselves up for decisions that we made in the past. Maybe it was something that silly or stupid that we did in our life. And we always beat up ourselves about that, right? We beat up ourselves and we tell ourselves, oh, I did that and that was stupid. And you just constantly keep chipping away at your own self esteem. You keep making yourself feel that you're inferior when you're not. See, that's the difference. Most people don't understand that problems and things that happen to our life, it helps to shape us and mold us to be better individuals. You can be a better individual. I can be a better individual. All of that is helping us, but it's all about the way we choose to look at our situation. What has happened to me in the past? Hey, Wellness with Frugal Mama, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you being here so much. And I hope you're doing well. Welcome in, and I hope you and your family are doing well. Yes, so many times that we want to make changes in our life, but then we don't know how. How do you make changes? So many times we get stuck right there because we don't know what to do in order for us to move forward in our life with the change. See, I think it's so important for us to take a notebook and to write things down that's going on in our life. Write it down. Okay, and I like to do what's good and what would I like to change. I encourage each of you to take a notebook out and write that down. What is going good in my life and what would I want to change? We don't want to say negative, what's not good. No, we'll say, what do I want to change? And that's a better way and perspective and attitude to look at things, because when we think of things in a positive light, we're more willing to work within those changes. But if we see something as negative or too hard for us or difficult, we're kind of unwilling and we kind of drag our feet to make those changes. So look at it as something, how can I improve my life? How can I bring more peace? How can I bring more joy to our lives? I mean, my life, your life. So we have to start there. We have to be willing to be honest, write it down. Okay, I like this about my life, but this is what I need to do. One of my things that I'm always constantly working on, learning to unplug earlier in my day, because I'm always either on the internet or texting or on social media. So I'm learning to unplug from that and take more time for me. And that's part of my healthy self care, because I believe self care is way more, way, way more than just, taking care of your personal appearance. Is focusing on your mind. How am I doing emotionally? How am I doing spiritually? See, we have to tap into all of those things in order for us to be in the correct alignment in our life. So that's why I always say reflect, realign, and refocus. So we're here on realign. Let's go to this point. When we talk about reflecting and realigning, we have to find out where we lost focus. Where have you lost focus in your life? What are some of the things that you kind of have gone to the side, or what are some of the things that you have put on the back burner that maybe you need to introduce and push up further in your life? What are some things that you have been wanting to do, but you're kind of dragging your feet towards that? Put that on your list. See, I find that if you give yourself reasonable goals, reasonable, measurable, something that you know that you can achieve, and work on things one thing at a time. Hey, James, happy Sunday to you. Thank you so much for coming and being here. How are you? I hope your family is doing good. I appreciate you for being here so much. And of course, Wellness with Frugal Mama is in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, The Servant David Show. Appreciate you for coming. I hope you have a great evening. Yes, guys. So it's so important because sometimes we lose focus in our life. We kind of get uh, thrown off track to our purpose in our life, right? We get thrown off track either because of life. Maybe you are going through a personal period, something that has is causing you pain, either physically or financially or spiritually or family issues. Something in your life can come about, and that's what can take us off track into not being where we want to be in our life. See, it's so important that we maintain a balanced foundation in our life. So many times we don't have a balanced foundation in our life because we're so busy being occupied with other people that we are not taking out moments for us. I recommend to everybody, if you have not put in some time for yourself every day, even if you just start off with 15 minutes at the beginning and the end of the day, you should always begin your day and end your day with you. You're doing fine. Thank you so much, James. I'm so glad you're doing fine. Yes, we have to begin and we have to end our day in love. That's what I like to call it, begin and end my day in love. So one of the things that I recommend to you guys, when you wake up in the morning, you say, it's so good to be alive another day. Today, I am going to just be prosperous on purpose. Today, I'm going to love myself. Today, I'm going to walk in my talents and my gifts and my abilities. Today, I am going to respect myself. That's good thinking, and that helps us to start our day in a good way because we're thinking that the day is going to go good. We're thinking that we're going to be positive. And even though sometimes we may not feel like it, some days you don't feel positive. Some days you feel like you just want to go back under the cover, put the cover over your head, and let the rest of the day go by, right? All of us feel like that from time to time. And sometimes that's an indicator that maybe you need to take some more time for yourself, take more time for your resting, take time and focus in on what you're eating, because what we eat inside usually shows how we feel outside. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. Okay, so the number 3, realign and balance. So we have to allow your life and your purpose and your core values to be your guardrails to clarity. I'll say it again. We have to realign and balance our lives and purpose and core values to be your guardrails to clarity. See, I'll tell you guys something. If you're not clear about your life, you're not clear about your objectives and what you want to do, trust me, other people will try to tell you what to do, especially on a job, especially family members. If you are not clear about what you want to do, where you want to go, you don't know your potential, you don't believe in yourself, you're going to get off track. So that's why my encouragement to you guys is for us to get back in balance. And how do we do that? We have to allow our life, we have to allow our purpose, we have to allow our core values to be the guardrails to our clarity. So, how do you become clear in your life? You become clear in your life when you start to, hey, Zero, welcome. I'm so glad to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for coming and being here. Yes, we get clear in our lives the more we start focusing in on our gifts and our talents. See, so many people, they go through their whole life just doing a job, but they never focus in on what brings up the joy in my life, what brings up my power, what makes me feel good about myself, what brings me joy, what helps me to maintain my peace. Hey, Miss Poulard, welcome. It's so good to see you. How are you? Happy Sunday to you. I hope you and your family are doing good. Yes, it's so good to see everybody in the chat. I appreciate all of you for being here. Hey, everybody, you become clear of life when you start bearing your own fruit with God. Thank you so much for your comment for now. And I hope you're doing great today, too. Happy Sunday to everybody. So, it's so good for us to go into our mind and start thinking and becoming clear. Because I'm telling you guys, if you're not clear about yourself and your purpose, you can spend years of your life allowing other people to tell you what to do, tell you what you should be doing, where you should be going. You have to start thinking for yourself. And that causes us to, number one, you got to believe in yourself enough. You got to believe in yourself and you got to believe in your purpose enough to know that you deserve the best for your life. You got to speak that over your life because, of course, what you think is who you are and who you're going to become. So many times I understand a lot of us was not raised that way, that we were told that we're somebody special. We were not told that you're somebody important. But today, you can always start today. Today is a great chance, a great opportunity for you to start walking in the manifestation of your love. Walk in the manifestation of your mind, that you can do things, that you're able. See, we have the will, we have the ability to shape how our life, the journey in our life is going to look. A lot of times we blame other people because our life is not going the way we want it to go, right? We blame our parents, we blame whatever, we blame everybody. It's everybody's fault but our own. But at a certain period of time, we have to be accountable to ourselves. We have to be accountable to how much joy, how much love, how much self worth, and how much we're willing to work hard. See, it's a lot of hard work to love ourselves. It's a lot of hard work to, when the chips may seem like it's down, for us to say, everything's going to be okay. Everything is going to be all right. Yes, I'm going through a hard period of time right now, but everything will be all right. See, we have to tell ourselves until our life aligns with what we think. See, not all the time. Look at all of the people who are very what is the word? That are very successful with their lives. They didn't just wake up one day and be successful. No, they had to put in a lot of hard work. They had to work on their values. They had to look at what they're good at. So that's why it's so important to realign, to reset, and to refocus. We have to do this. And if we don't, sometimes that's why your life is at a standstill and things aren't moving and shaking the way that we want it to be, because we are not looking into ourselves and saying, okay, what do I need to improve on? What do I need to be better at? So, the next step to that is that maybe because we can't refocus at the moment is because we may need to declutter literally. Literally, we have to look at our space. Is our space junked up? Is our mind junked up? You know, your car, your closet, everything. If you are being surrounded by a lot of junk, that is just what your mind is going to reflect in your mind, and it's going to reflect in your life. So all of those things, when we declutter all the spaces, our space literally, when we go into our mind and we declutter the junk that we have in our head, or not junk, but things that maybe you were told in your life that's not true, but we got to remove the negative and replace it with something positive. You may have been told that you are worthless. Replace that with I am worthy. You may be told that you can't do things. Tell yourself, I have potential. See, it's all about balance. It's all about control, respecting ourselves, and we have to do that for ourselves. I understand sometimes we want family members and friends to be able to feed and pour love into ourselves, but to reset, realign, and refocus, we gotta have that for ourselves. We got to have love for ourselves. Okay. So the next point in refocusing, um, it's never too late to start. It's never too late. See, no matter if you're 15 years old or you're 90 years old, you can always rethink a positive attitude, rethink how you view your life, and everything is going to change. You're going to bring in more peace. You're going to love yourself more, and you're going to have more joy. So, how do we do this? We have to get back on course. And we do this by setting clear and measurable goals and develop a strategy and an action plan. See, I'm telling you guys, if you don't know how you're going to get things going in your life, nothing will change. You got to know, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So you have to have a clear action plan. It has to be an achievable goal. See, don't think about all of maybe 10, 15 things. Focus on one goal at a time. And then when you accomplish it, you move on to the next thing. That's something my good friend Boss Life Online taught me. Focus on one thing at a time. As human beings, we're so bombarded with things from the entertainment world, and they're always telling us what we should do, what we should look like, what we should be, where we should be going, and your life should look like a cookie cutter version of life. But no, we have to define for ourselves what we want to do with our lives. What makes you feel joyful? What brings you peace? What is your definition of joy? Everybody's version is different. And when we have a reasonable action plan, now we can work on making sure everything is lining up. Are you realigning with your purpose? I want to pause on that for a second. Focusing on one thing at a time. Yes, focus on one channel at a time. Right, Boss Life Online. We have to focus on one channel, one thing, whatever you're doing. See, we allow ourselves to get overwhelmed sometimes because we have so many things that we want to do, and we have so little amount of time to do it. So that's why it's important to write it down. Make it achievable. Don't try to work on 50 things in one day. One thing at a time. Make sure it's reasonable, and then put an action plan. How are you going to accomplish it? But the most important thing about making changes in our life is why. Why do you want to make changes? Do you want more peace? Do you want more in your finances? Do you want to just have more joy, more love for yourself? All of these are reasonable and achievable reasons why. See, when we're clear about our why, then we definitely are going to work hard to be able to do what we want. We got to know why. What is your purpose? What is the reason behind what you want to do? If you don't know why you want to do it, then you stop right there. You got to know why you want to do it, how, and then you get busy doing it. See, it's all about the follow through. See, if you just are constantly always saying, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, and then you don't, Nope. You got to focus on one thing at a time. Yes, wellness, one thing at a time. And it's so important for us to do that. Um, because I'll tell you guys for real, so many times I want to do something and then I get distracted. I get off course and I start focusing on doing something else and then I don't get back to it. So that's why it's so important to have your goals or whatever you want to achieve, write it down and focus on accomplishing one thing. And don't try to move on to the next thing until you get to accomplishing the first thing. Hey, Richard's Adventures, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you for coming. I hope you're doing well in your family. Thank you, Miss Pollard. I appreciate you. Yes, one of my favorite sayings, stop making excuses for your life. If you want to change, show it by your actions. And this is very apropos for today's discussion. It's very appropriate. If you want to make changes, you got to show it by your actions. You can't just say it. I know I'm guilty of it too, guys. I'm not just saying it to you. I'm very, very, very guilty of trying to put so much on my plate and then I wind up not achieving goals and then I get disappointed, I feel discouraged, I feel hurt, I feel like I'm not good at doing what I want to do. So, but it's not true. Focus on one thing at a time. I have loads of things for Lent. Oh, okay, Adventures. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, guys. So the next point is that we have to develop a strategy, right, guys? Develop a strategy. And when you, not a strategy, a schedule. So develop a schedule of what you can accomplish today. That's what we got to focus on. Focus on what can you do today and make it be reasonable and attainable. One thing at a time, right? So when you're making your schedule of what you want to do, one thing at a time, and write it down and say why you want to do it. That's very important for us to be able to accomplish things. Why do you want to accomplish this goal and how are you going to do it? And you have to put that in your schedule. For Lent, going to read 40 books. I've read 3 so far and visit as many churches as possible and giving up playing computer games. Awesome, Richard. I hope you get to achieve your goals. Yes, a schedule is necessary. And listen, I'm going to tell you, I fought this. I fought a schedule for so long because I felt like I don't know if it's lack of humility or whatever it was. I always thought that when I'm ready, I'll just take care of that. But then another thing comes up and another thing comes up, and then you're distracted. And then next thing I say, I'm tired. And then I say, I'll do it tomorrow. And that's how just my day was going. So if you have a schedule about the things that you want to do, one thing at a time, and make sure it's attainable, that you're able to accomplish, because what can make us feel discouraged and not realigning with our purpose is because it's not attainable. There are some things maybe at a certain period of time in your life, maybe it's not something attainable that you are able to do. So we have to set reasonable goals. And that's how we can stop ourselves from getting discouraged. I am always on a schedule, and that is how I win. That's why I can hear you saying that, Gio. That is how I win and get things done. Exactly. That's how you win when you stick to your schedule. When I do my adventures, I plan it weeks in advance. Planning helps. And most important of all, weather clothes and a first aid kit, as you never know what's going to happen. Yeah, you're right, Richard's Adventures. You got to plan. My mom was always telling me that. Of course, I didn't listen. I'm who's guilty of that? Who never listened to their mom? I was that child. My mother always told me to be prepared for anything, have a schedule. I've been hearing it my whole life, but I did not follow it until I got to be older and say, yeah, I need it. I need to get on a schedule. So thank you so much for your comments, guys. So the next point, number 5, is that you have to understand that you deserve it. So many things that we want in our life are not happening to us because we don't feel that we deserve it. Maybe you feel, oh, that's too expensive for me, or that's this, or that's for that person, or that's for somebody else, or I'm too young, or I'm too old, or I'm too this. Usually society always tells us that we're too much of something, right? You're too, your hair is too this, you're either too skinny, or you're too fat, or you're too this, or your finances or something. We're always too much of something for society, but we have to learn that we are enough for ourselves, even if the outside doesn't see, even if the external forces do not see our potential and our abilities. But we have to believe it for ourselves. We have to believe in ourselves. We have to continuously love ourselves, and we got to feed that into our mind. It's about positive thoughts, positive affirmations, a positive attitude. That will get you so far in your life. You got to be positive regardless of your situation. We have to understand that our surroundings does not make us who we are. We are not our circumstances. We are what we think we are. It's all about the thinking. What is your attitude and your outlook? And then your whole life will change. If you always think positive, no matter what's going on, then you can move through any difficulty and circumstance. Okay. So we should consider the source. Okay, guys, consider the source. What is your emotional, spiritual, um, physical, financial effect on everything that you want in your life? What is it going to affect? See, when you think about the effects, see, we think so much times about the cause, what is causing things to happen in our spirit, in our finances, in our emotions, but we don't think about the effects. How is it affecting me? How is it affecting me spiritually? How is it affecting me emotionally? How is this affecting me financially? If you think about the effect of things, sometimes we would stop certain behaviors, stop being around certain people, stop listening to foolishness. And that's how we can get clear with our goals in our life. We can bring more peace in our life if we stop listening to the negative and we start bringing and surrounding ourselves with positive people, people who love themselves, people who are movers and shakers. You know, that's what we need in our life. We need the positive. We need to always draw in on the positive, draw in and pull in on positive people, people who encourage us, people who love us, and most importantly, people who respect us. Respect is not deserved to everybody, even though some people who are entitled believe that. No, respect is earned. When a person treats you a certain way, then they get your respect. We got to remind ourselves of that. We have to teach people how to treat us. Teach people how to treat us. I always reward myself at the end of my adventures, either a drink or a cake or something to remind me of my travels. Awesome, Richard. If I'm stuck for ideas and stuck in a problem, I'll go to my local forest or walk and sit inside with pen and paper and type my negatives and correct it to a positive. Awesome. Yes. It's so important that I'm so glad you brought that up, Richard. We have to see what it is that we're doing. What he said. We have to change that negative, because if you always stay in that negative space, in that darkness, in that, that's a negative influence. We want to get rid of the negative, and we want to draw in the positive. We want to draw in the positive. We want to keep doing things that's going to bring about more love to ourselves, more love to our finances. And that means that certain people, we got to push them out. So certain people we can no longer listen to their negative talk. We can't listen to some people's drama. No. When you're on a rise, you're going for the forward incline, the forward manifestation of what you want in your life. You got to surround yourself with positive people, right? Let's see. Yes, respect. We have to, number one, respect ourselves. I'm telling you guys, it's a lesson, and I say it all the time. And I see people who don't respect themselves on a daily basis, because when you respect yourself, you don't allow other people to talk to you any kind of way. When you respect yourself, that means you take care of your finances and how you choose to use your finances. Respect goes in so many areas. When you respect yourself, you take care of how you eat. When you respect yourself, you take care of your self care. And that means you're emotional. You think, how am I doing? Am I taking care of myself? Have I been getting my adequate rest? Am I doing the things that bring me joy and peace? Have I forgiven and let go of others? And have I forgiven myself? See, a lot of times we can't reset, we can't realign, and we can't refocus because we haven't forgiven ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves and give ourselves the opportunity for prosperity. See, a lot of times we can't gain the prosperity that we want in our lives because we have not forgiven. We're staying in the past too long. We're always thinking about what happened to us. But how can you get what is for you in the future when you're stuck in the past? See, we got to move past that. We got to let that go. We have to forgive it. We have to let it be healed. We have to give things over to God. Okay. So, this is my last point here. Uh, this is a big advice, guys. Listen to your body and your spirit. Your body and your spirit is always going to tell you when you need more of something, when you need more rest, when you need more peace, when you need to forgive, when you need to let go, when you need to get away from a certain individuals and circumstances, when you need to be moving forward in something that you want to do. See, our body and our spirit tells us, don't worry and focus on what other people say, what other people do, what other people believe about you. What other people believe about you is none of your business. I'll say it again. What somebody else thinks about you is none of your business. We spend so much time in our lives focusing on what other people think about me. Do they like me? Do they want to be around me? Or comparing ourselves, oh, they have this, so I should have that. Or they have this, so it's time for me to get that. No. Just because somebody else has something does not mean it's something good for you. What is good for you may not be good for me. You have to align with your purpose. You have to align with what is right for you. You have to align with what brings you peace, what gives you joy, what what is going to manifest in your life. We got to think about the future before we make a decision. See, when you make a decision, it's done. You got to think before you act. Is this going to be really good for me in the long run, or is this something that I'm just jumping on and doing because I'm trying to please other people, because I'm trying to please my family? What about pleasing yourself? What about walking in the journey that God has for you? The journey that God has for me may not be the journey that God has for you, right? So each and every one of us is on a different journey in our lives. So we got to look what is going to be good for us. So listen to your body and your spirit. See, you must put on the oxygen mask for yourself. If you got to save yourself before you can save another person. A lot of times, because of life, we get so bombarded and focusing on kids and who you're in a relationship with and the job and this, but you never get back at one. And that's why things aren't balanced. You're not meant to give 100% to kids, or 100% to a job, or 100% to a spouse, or 100% to this. You gotta give some of that love and pour it back into yourself. Put on that oxygen mask and save yourself. self. Got to listen to yourself, protect yourself, heal your heart, let go, all of those things. Now, let's see what's going on in the chat, what I missed. I got upset I could not visit City of London because no London Underground running. Then my mom said, so let's go to the South End on the sea because it became a city on the 1st of March 2022. It's a city and it's new. Awesome. Awesome. I'm so glad that you found a way to get through it. See, that's one of the things that I encourage you guys. When you get stuck in something in your life and you need to reset, don't focus on what's not working right now. Refocus and realign. What can I do? What can I do? Focus on that part. Focus on what you can achieve. And you're not going to feel discouraged. You're not going to feel disappointed because when you're always moving forward in your life, that's when you're going to feel good about yourself and you're going to keep speeding up the progress. See, because what we manifest, what we see with our physical eye is going to help us to feel better about ourselves and go forward in our purpose and what we want. Yes. Thank you, Boss Life Online. Okay, Richard's Adventures is smiling. Yes, we are all on different journeys. Yes, Boss Life Online, every single person is on a different journey. Every single person. So, what Boss Life Online needs, what Richard's Adventure needs, what Vernell needs, what whoever it is, whatever somebody else needs has nothing to do with you. You got to focus in on what is right for you. Is it good for you? Is it healthy? Does it bring you peace? See, we get put off track sometimes because we're so busy trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to have a certain amount of money, trying to look like we have things when we don't have it. I'm telling you guys, it's nothing wrong with not having certain things. You don't know what another person is doing to be able to have certain things. I know I don't want that. I don't want to have all of that stress. I want to maintain my peace so they can have it. I'll tell you that because I feel like what is meant for me, what I can afford, what I can live in, what brings me peace, that's what I want more of. And I know you guys the same. We want more about what brings us peace and what brings us more joy. Always listen to God and your body. God is talking to you through your mind and your body. Be obedient, and in everything it will be added in the mind, body and spirit. Yes. Yes. We have to listen and we have to pay attention. We do. We have to pay attention. Hey, Lisa. How are you? It's so good to see you. It takes a while. You have to retain the person who retain or restrain the person who is negative towards you. Tell them you aren't taking it and walk away. After so many times of walking away, they start to get the hint. See, the whole thing about that, Lisa, is I give people the first time I say maybe they're having a bad day. I only give people two chances. The first time I can say they're having a bad day and I will give them a warning. You've been warned. The second time is shame on you, like my mom used to say. First time is shame on them. The second time is shame on you. We have to train people the way they're going to talk to us, the way that they're going to treat us, and we have to tell them what we're going to allow and what we don't allow. Hey, Texas Made Food, welcome. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, thank you so much for all my likes. I see them. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Your mom took several months. See, but guys, isn't it true that so many times we give our family so much room to do things to hurt us, to cause us pain? And then when it comes to us, we don't allow ourselves the room to work towards our potential. We don't give ourselves the talk that I give you permission to fly. I give you permission to succeed. I give you permission to have joy. We got to give ourselves permission to let go of things, to fly, to be happy. Give yourself permission to thrive. I tell myself that all the time. No matter what your circumstances is, no matter what you're going through, give yourself permission to thrive. Give yourself permission to be happy. Let go of things that you can't change. Sometimes some situations is meant for other people. Like, you can't fix other people's situation. Some things only they can fix. So you got to sometimes just listen to some people, and some people who are toxic, you got to remove them from your life, right? So I think I had one more point. Hold on one second, guys. Yes, we have to reflect on what you lost focus on, right? Sometimes we have lost focus. We have lost focus on what we want to do in our life. We've lost focus. We've come off track from what we need to do and what we need to be doing. And we lose track on doing the things that we want to do. We lose track on the things that we like. Thank you so much, Richard Adventures. Have a great evening. Thank you, Texas Made Food. Yeah, we lose track on things because we're so busy giving to other people that we don't give anything to ourselves. So we got to have that talk and tell ourselves, I love you. I'm here for you. You're my best friend. See, a lot of times we allow other people to be our best friend, but we got to be our own best friend first. We got to take care of ourselves, ask ourselves the question. And that's how we reset, we realign, and we refocus. We got to look at the things that bring us joy. What brings me joy? What brings me peace? What haven't I let go of? What am I worrying about? A lot of times we're worrying about things that we cannot change. We're worrying about things we can't control. We can't do that. We can't fix other people. We can't make other people do right. We can't make other people do right by us and treat us the right way. Every person has to be accountable for themselves. They have to be accountable to themselves, right? So we got to keep loving ourselves. Keep loving yourself no matter where you are in the journey of your life. Keep loving you. That's so important. And the only thing that you get from this discussion today is self love. Love yourself. Love what your thoughts. What do you want to do? Make sure it's attainable. See, we get off track sometimes because it's not an attainable goal. We got to do what is attainable in line with our purpose and what brings us joy. Assertiveness is the key. I had to be trained on it. No more doormat. You're right, Lisa. You do, at a certain point in your life, you have to say no, that's not good. This is not right for me. This person is using me. You have to, because if you don't stand up for yourself, who is going to do that? We got to love ourselves enough to not be a doormat. And we have to love ourselves to know when it's time to separate from certain people. Sometimes you outgrow certain people, certain individuals, you outgrow, or that season to be around those people is over. Everything happens for a reason and a season, right? So I'm just going to do a recap of all the points. Number one, stop. Reflect by taking an honest evaluation and assessment of your behavior. Number two, reflect on how you lost focus. Number three, realign and balance. Allow your life and your purpose and core values to be the guardrails to your clarity. Maybe you need to declutter literally your space, your mind, your thoughts, your closet, most of all, your mind. When you are clear about your space and things are clean, you can have clarity in your mind. Number four, refocus. It's never too late to get back on track into doing what makes you happy and brings you peace. Set clear and measurable goals and develop a strategy and an action plan. Number 5, develop a schedule. When you know what you're doing and why you're doing it, it will be more easily achieved. Do what you can accomplish each day, one thing at a time. And the last point, know that you deserve the ability to have confidence and peace. What is meant for you is meant for you and you alone. Nobody can step into your shoes. Nobody knows what you are going through. And you are somebody special. You're worthy. You're able. So when you feel off track in your life, reset, realign, and refocus. Why? Because you deserve it. Why? Because you're worthy. Why? Because you're able. Why? Because you deserve it. Remember, you are your first friend. So you got to love yourself before you can love anybody else. I am Marlene, and I am the content creator for Living Your Best Life. Thank you so much for being here. Those who watched in the replay, my day ones, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Leave me a comment in the comment section. And to those who are here in the live stream, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining in on the discussion. It was great. I appreciate all of you guys. And if you have not liked already, please like. And for those who want to join in on the membership on Wednesday. We are doing a members only live stream. It's going to be great. So be there for that. It's going to be Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I welcome you to the membership. All my members, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And to all my subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing to Living Your Best Life. A change is coming on the channel, guys. Very soon, a change is coming. I put it on the community tab in, I think it's 24 days. This whole channel is going to change focus. The whole channel is going to be changed in the content that is going to be here. And I'm so excited. Everything's going to be changed. The banner, what I do on the channel, I'm refocusing. Like when I say it to you, not only you to refocus, but I as well. I'm refocusing, I'm resetting, I'm realigning my purpose. I'm walking in the purpose and the manifestation of what God has for me. I thank you guys so much. Manifest, manifest, work on it, put it into action. Love yourself. You are somebody special. Believe that, know it. And like I say all the time on every single video and live stream, just know it. Just breathe it and be it and live your best life. Thank you guys so much. And thank you, Miss Pollard. Appreciate you guys. Have a great Sunday evening. Enjoy and love yourself. Remember, reset, realign, and refocus. I'll see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye bye, guys.